Welcome to Train Sim World 2. Built on the foundation set by Train Sim World 2020, Train Sim World 2 promises a whole new level of realism and immersion as well as creativity. The Unreal 4 engine has been upgraded, bringing high speed and longer trains to the table, which alongside the addition of variable adhesion and a renewed HUD, gets drivers ever closer to the real things. New tools give Train Sim World players the option to create their own content from within the game, plan custom scenarios, both realistic and off the rails, and design liveries to your liking and put them to use within your scenarios or the timetable itself. Containing 2 brand new routes and bringing one to console for the first time, let's take a look at everything you get with Train Sim World 2. Sandpatch Grade is a 55-mile route set predominantly in the rugged mountains of Pennsylvania. Once owned by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, this line now forms part of CSX's Keystone subdivision, and a trio of locomotives take charge of the route's freight operations. The AC 4400CW is the largest and performs most of the heavy lifting. It is supported by the SD40-2, which also helps out on switching duties. However, they largely fall down to the GP38-2, which plays a huge role particularly in Cumberland Yard. Schnellfahrstrecke, Köln-Aachen, clocks in at around 70 km and is a major trunk route for intercity and regional express traffic. The eastern section of the route between Cologne and Düren is capable of supporting 250 km/h operation. Running the services across the route are 2 icons of Deutsche Bahn's fleet. The DVBR 406 ICE 3M is an international high-speed EMU which runs non-stop between Cologne and Aachen, making good use of LZB along the way. Meanwhile, the DVBR 442 Talent 2 fills in the gaps, calling at stations across the route with its unique hamster-cheek charm. London Underground's Bakerloo line is represented in its entirety, featuring a total of 25 stations, 15 below ground and 10 above. The nature of the tube speaks for itself, constant commuter action from the heart of London out to the northwest of the city, linking bustling and iconic places together day in, day out. The 1972 Mark II tube stock needs little introduction. This classic stock is currently the oldest in service on the whole of the Underground network, with the fleet exclusively running below the streets of London and out towards Harrow on the Bakerloo line since 1987. There's lots to keep you busy. Not only is there a whole host of gameplay to enjoy, but more is on the way in the form of updates and additional content, as listed on the roadmap, and gradually existing Train Sim World routes and locos will be ported over into the new sim as part of the Preserve collection. Combine all that with the creative power of the livery designer and scenario planner, there is no end to the journeys, challenges and opportunities that the railways can offer. Want to see all this in action? Join me now as we delve into some gameplay of each route in Train Sim World 2. We're going to kick things off with the Bakerloo line. We are currently at Willesden Junction and we're just going to take the 72 stock here for a few stops along the way, just to just give an introduction to the route really. That's what we're going to do. So let's get ourselves into the cab. This is the cab of the 72 stock, which is very, very nice. Let's bring the HUD up so you can see what we're doing. Right, unlock doors. So control key in, control switch on. Direction selector key, into neutral, bring the traction brake control into off and release, clear the audible warning valve, put the brakes back on, and open the doors. Saloon lights on, and we are going to Paddington, which should be on here somewhere. There it is, and that should have given us a destination on the front there, which it has. Excellent. So everyone's going to get on. Yes, this is Willesden Junction, which is quite a big station actually, if we have a look here. So we've got, this is the Bakerloo line and Watford DC line platforms. Then up there you've got the North London line platforms, over there's the West Coast Main line. So it's quite a big station. You'll recognise this if you've played the North London line or you know, in Train Sim or been on it in real life. This is the North London line side of Willesden Junction, which is rather cool. But we're going to head down here and drive on the Bakerloo line today. Right, let's get the doors locked. Let's watch this from over here, shall we? Yes, right. Oh, we've got some AI coming in, very nice. Lovely. Right, let's get the doors closing. Lovely. Right, we don't want that there, we'll do that. And forwards, and off we go. Kensal Green is our first stop. We're going to get the window open. To do that, drop light interlock, cut that out, and now we can open the window. If you don't do the drop light interlock, if you try and open the window, the power gets cut to the motors because you're not supposed to run with it open. Because obviously in a tunnel, you stick your head out, you can have a bad time. Alright, into parallel. That's it. So we get ourselves up to 30 miles an hour, which shouldn't be too tricky in this thing. Let's have a look at it, shall we? So yes, this is the wonderful 72 stock. I've been on this thing so many times. I don't know, it's just a fantastic classic unit. Bouncy seats, you know, it's a good time on one of these things. It really is. Right, speeding. That's not a good thing to be doing. And back down to 30. There we go. We can go up to 45 shortly, which is good fun. So yes, this is the above ground section, and then after Queen's Park we go underground into the deep level tube section. It's kind of cool that this route's got a 50-50 split between above and below ground, and it's very representative of the underground in general, because for those of you who don't know, more than half of the London Underground is actually overground. So, you know, it's surface level or higher, which is kind of fun. So it sort of is very representative of that, and I like it. It's kind of cool. Right, speed up, go through the tunnels, and then whilst we're in here, we're going to turn the light on so we can see what we're doing. There we go, cab light right. You can see that's turn that one on. It's on a rotary switch. You can turn them on like that, which is kind of cool. We'll just have the right one on for now. Right, we are approaching Kensal Green. I'm going to put our instrument lights on. There we go. And now we start braking for Kensal Green. So everyone's getting ready to get on, which is good. It's amazing how much you've got to retune your brain to drive the London Underground. There's no crawling in. You're supposed to be like, you know, just gun it sort of aspect. But I'll take that. That's good. Right, neutral. Or inter, as it's called on this thing. You've got inter, reverse. Now, you can't actually just go into reverse. If you want to reverse this thing, you also have to use the reverse lockout cut-in switch. So you have to go into neutral, cut out the reverse lockout, go into reverse, and then you can reverse the unit. One of those interesting little quirks, I guess. Alright, everyone's getting on and or off, which is good. That. Wonderful. Come on, people. Nearly done. Good. Good. Should see some more AI shortly as well, which is fun. I love seeing the grass just blow slightly in the breeze there. That's awesome. Right, let's close the doors. And watch it depart, shall we? And off we go. Excellent. Next stop is Queen's Park. You can hear the resistors ticking away there. Camshaft system very similar to Southern Region multiple units. Technology that dates back decades. Lovely. I hear AI coming in. Hey, look at that. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Watch him come in, and then we'll join back with our train and see how we're doing. He's going to Harrow and Wheelstone. Look at that. Alright, how are we doing? Looking sideways. Good start. Bring the hub back. Okie dokie. So we've got 1,000 yards to go until Queen's Park Platform 2. There is a speed restriction on the approach, so we're going to start slowing down for that. Nice and gentle on this occasion. I need to get progressively more aggressive with my driving, you know, because tube trains, they're always like just rushing in, and then it's like, get on, done, get off, good. That's very much how it is, so I need to get used to that. Some more AI here, and a 72 stock in the Queen's Park sidings there, which is kind of nice. Put a bit more power on. Yeah, the Southern Region style camshaft shunt series parallel is quite counterintuitive for those who haven't ever driven it before. If you go into shunt, you start applying power. If you go into series, you apply more power. Go into parallel, you apply even more power. But to then take power off, you've got to go all the way back into off. You can't just go back into series to take power off. It's quite an interesting system. It's quite an interesting system indeed. 72 stock in the sidings there. A very odd station. You do just go straight through the depot like this. It's rather bizarre. Rather bizarre. And here we are at Queen's Park, the final station on the above ground section. So after this we'll be diving underground. That we will. Ease off, his doors are closing. Let's bring ourselves slowly to a stop here. Excellent. It's the end of the platform. Perfect. Open the doors. Watch everyone get on and off. No one wants to get on my train today. They know I'm driving. That's always good fun. That's always good fun. Whilst we are here, let's stand up and take a look through the train before we go underground. Anyone who's been on one of these will recognise it. The transverse seating here. I think these are probably the only stock left with them on, apart from the S stock. But you've got the Bakerloo line there. So it's a full thing, Harrow and Wheelstone, all the way down to Elephant and Castle. Represented in there with the maps. Can open all the windows, get some ventilation, which is not very nice. So yeah, lovely interior. Let's get back into the cab. Sit down. Close the doors. In comes another AI. Excellent. Now things start to change. Because we're going to go underground. We're going to go underground indeed. This guy says up to 15 miles an hour. This is the south sidings, so the train was in the north sidings that we just saw. This is the south sidings, which is kind of nice. A couple of services start in there, and I think one ends in there as well. I can't quite remember. And the descent begins very steep downhill, which is all good fun. Now, rules change on the underground. You're allowed to accelerate as you pass a speed increase board. So even though the game says I'm speeding, I'm going to drive as one would. As one would on the underground. So we can go straight up to 35. And as you can tell now, it's got dark. It's got very dark. We're going to leave the cab light on there, just to keep us nicely lit so you can see what's going on. That's it. Really should have shut the window. Let's do that now. Shut the window. Cut that back in. And here we are at the first stop, underground Kilburn Park. Slam the brakes on. Here we are. Kilburn Park. Up to the end of the platform. Got the mirrors and monitors there. Open the doors, and I believe if we drop this window down and push the 3 key, yep, we can look down the train. Couple of people there. About to get on. Excellent. 3 key again. Get back in. Shut that. Excellent. Just look how dark it is. Because you don't really get a true representation of how dark it is in cab ride videos on YouTube. Because they always shine a bright torch out the window, so people who are route learning in real life can actually see the tunnel. In reality, we've just got some old style light bulbs here, so the tunnel gets very dark. And if you turn the cab light off, you could just see literally a few inches in front of you. It's a very claustrophobic experience, which is kind of cool actually. Doors closed. You see I'm getting action points up in the corner there. 2,702 so far in this scenario, which is very nice. Straight up to 35 miles an hour, although we've got a 30 restriction in just under 900 yards, but we're stopping at Maida Vale first, so I ain't got to worry about that. I haven't got to worry about that at all. .600 yards. It's a very interesting experience driving the underground. You do still need to do some route learning to learn all the nuances and get used to driving it fully. But generally speaking, if you start to see a station, you can stop in time because these things have got good brakes and you're not going that fast in the grand scheme of things. So even though we're doing 35 miles an hour, here's the station. We know we're going to stop in time because we've got the brakes for it. It's one of the cool things about the underground that you don't get with a lot of routes. You know, route learning is secondary to being able to drive it. It's one of those odd things. But I like it. I like it. Welcome to Maida Vale. This is a Bakerloo line train to Paddington. Take a look here. Very nice. He's going to get on, is he? Are you going to get on, dude? Or are you just going to stand there? Okay, you're just admiring the train. I admire tube trains too, don't you worry. Close that. See, look at the detail on here. You've got all the proper signage. This cab has been fitted with a run-back protection and is operational. There's other switches that are available here as well. You can cut the EP brake out, the electro-pneumatic brakes. I believe that's what EP stands for. If you cut that out, you have an interesting time braking this thing. You really do. You really do. Alright, let's close the doors. I believe there's a rate switch as well. Yeah, the rate switch changes the rate of which the power is applied. So if it's poor conditions, etc., you can worry about slipping less. Come on. I would like to go, please. That's it. There we go. We're off. Probably applied power a bit too quickly there. Right, so speed limits go down to 30, which is fine. Back into the darkness we go, and just to give you an idea, that's what we're dealing with right now. That's kind of dark. We don't want that dark. We want to see what we're doing today. Okay, so approaching 30 miles an hour slowly but surely. It's all good. You can see I put it into shunt, but we're still accelerating the same rate. We're also going downhill, which is good fun. Sharp corners as well make signal sighting quite a challenge. Like, we didn't see that one until the last second. If that was red, you wouldn't know about it. You know, I mean, the previous one would be yellow, but it still comes around the corner very quickly. So knowing where these signals are is takes a bit of practice, but it's cool to learn these sorts of routes. It's very cool. Back up to 35, even though we've got to stop shortly at Warwick Avenue. Here we are. Welcome to Warwick Avenue. Notice all the adverts on the side there. Very typical of the underground. Stop! Nailed it! Too busy looking at the adverts. Can't really show them off now, the train's in the way. You can probably see them through the train. There's some on this side as well. Got the Thames Estuary posters, which is kind of nice. North Circular Shopping Centre. Big fan of the colours there. Nice London musical, which is kind of cool. You can still see some of the adverts back there. Yeah, there's quite a variety of them, which is nice to see because obviously there's lots of adverts on the underground, which is yeah, so it's good to see them, and they don't look too unrealistic as well. They're not all realistic, but you know, adverts are often licensed, but that's fine. Let's close the doors. Excellent. Forwards. And off we go. The brakes are still releasing. Come on, brakes. It's because I put them in full service. There we go. And the next stop is Paddington, which will conclude our first look, if you will, at the Bakerloo line. Got a 25 limit and probably even a 20 limit as we approach Paddington, 'cause it's a very sharp curve into the station. And the station itself is, because it's essentially on a curve, because you go from going west, you go north underneath Paddington Station. So it's quite unique in that regard, that the curve is in the station. So we'll make sure we're going the right speed for that. Only got 500 yards until the speed goes down, so we'll cut it off at 30 there. So we can bring ourselves in at a decent rate. 500 yards to go to Paddington. That was a double signal then, which is kind of cool. Bring ourselves down to 25 nice and early, just so we can enjoy the approach just that little bit more. Still getting points there, 4,380, don't mind if I do. That's it, there's another train in the tunnel there, very nice, in the other platform. And here we are at London Paddington. Or, as we're in London, it just says Paddington. And you see very sharp corner here. See a train on the other side. So this is where we're going to leave our train. Here we are, London Paddington. Let's get the doors open. That has been our first look at the Bakerloo line. So there we are. This is one of the collectibles, by the way. Fixing the monitors, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that has been a look at the Bakerloo line, which leaves us next to well, go and look at another route, doesn't it? That it does. So let's just walk ourselves away here, and we'll go and take a look at Sandpatch Grade. And welcome to Sandpatch Grade. We are currently at Garrett Sidings with a pair of AC 4400 CWs on an auto-rack train, and we're just going to take them for a drive a short distance just to get a bit of a flavour of Sandpatch Grade and just see what it's like. So let's get ourselves into the cab. Excellent, let's bring the HUD up. Exactly what we want to do. Right, so we're not driving all the way to Cumberland Hopper Yard track HO4. We're not doing that. We're just taking this up for a run, what, 10 minutes thereabouts. So generator field on, air brakes, cut them in, cutting them into lead, save changes, and exit. You can hear the brakes have now kicked in, so we can release them, get ourselves into forwards, turn the headlights on, and hopefully apply some power, and then with a bit of luck, once the brakes have released throughout the entire train, we'll have a moving train. That's it, come on. We're off, slowly but surely. That's it. Gradually moving now. You can hear it powering up there. Let's be in here. Open the window, why not? And we're on our way. So we're just going to run for a couple miles here. Over probably one of the most recognisable sections of the Sandpatch Grade route, really. We'll see it as we get there. So we've got a 20 limit as we join the main line here. Although we're not actually going to get up to line speed today. We're just sort of going to take it, a very gentle jaunt across the route. Just so we can take it in, Just so we can take it in. So let's power down a little bit there. 15's fine for now. We are going uphill though, so hopefully we can keep that. In front of the train. What a beast it is. The AC 4400. It's just colossally big, isn't it? I mean, look how many steps it takes just to get up onto the thing. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We are now joining the main line. It's going to take a while for our entire train to do that, but that's fine. Let's just take a nice stroll through the forest here, which is kind of nice. It's such a big cab. It's ridiculous. I mean, you saw that you can do stuff on the screens. You can do measured miles. on here, you've got the fuel on here, speed control. So if you're going to do like coal loading and you want to go really slowly, you can use speed control, which is push the 4 button. You can turn on speed control, set how fast you want it to go, and it will hold you at that speed, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's a very large cab. There's some, you've got radio on, refrigerator off, so you've got all the different, you know, breaker switches on the back which you can play with as well. It's kind of fun. Right, that's just holding at 20 miles an hour, which is exactly what we want to be doing. It's just such a nice route to take in the scenery of, really, because it's a very picturesque route in reality. So many photos get taken on it all the time. Just look at that. You drop the HUD there. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. Love it. Oh, we're speeding slightly. Hopefully just dropping 1 notch of power there will do it. You know, it's because we're speeding, we're getting less AP points up the top there. We got 15 instead of 30 because we're driving over the speed limit. So there's very much that incentive to drive well there. For those of you who are into scoring systems, if you're not, you can literally just get rid of that, which is kind of nice. That's on PC, by the way. If you do Control 6, you can turn that off. We'll leave it on for now. One of the amazing things about Train Sim Mod 2 is the ability to put simple scenario creation abilities into the player's hands. All the gameplay you're seeing today has been made with the scenario planner, which is kind of cool, and it lets you see what it can allow. For a start, driving a short section of the route without having to do an hour and a half full end-to-end run. Turn the bell on. Got a crossing coming up. We can speed up a little bit. There's a crossing under. It's a crossing under this bridge. It's very much a multi-level sort of crossing thing, which is kind of cool. So we'll blow our horn for that as we get closer to it. Put a bit more power on. Listen to that. And over the crossing we go. Turn the bell off now. So that was one of the crossings. There's many of those across the route, so if you like blowing your horn, this is the route for it. We've got a very unique section coming up now where we've got a bridge going over the railway there. It's kind of cool, as you can see. We should have an AI approaching soon as well, which shows off one of the wonderful things about the scenario planner, which is cool. So let's get ourselves an external view. Look at that thing. It's awesome. This is a very famous photograph section. Everyone photographs Sandpatch Grade here. It's just so cool. Very wide open. With this classic viaduct running over the top. It's very nice. Very nice indeed. Let's bring our speed up a little bit more now, if we can. See, look, it just doesn't get better than that, does it? That is like the peak of just train shots ever. It really is. It really is. Let's look at the detail on the train here. Weathering near the exhaust. CSX loco. Very nice. Let's power down a little bit now. But I'm still going uphill though, so we don't want to lose too much speed. Let's get back in the cab there. Bouncing around quite a bit. Very springy seats, these things. Another crossing coming up apparently. We'll put our bell on for it. And there goes by another pair of AC 4400s in the Y&2 livery, which is very nice. And here's the Salisbury branch. There is a coal mine down there, which is kind of cool. I don't know what we were blowing our horns for here. Ah, the crossing's actually on the Salisbury branch, so we won't worry about that. So yeah, the Salisbury branch is down there. There's a coal loading facility down there. There's a service where you bring a train up, reverse it back down, load it with coal and take it back down to Cumberland, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool indeed. That's it. Bring our speed up a bit more. Go over a bridge here. It's kind of cool. Quite a few bridges on the line, taking over roads or just gaps or rivers and such. It's kind of cool. Not much longer until we stop now. We're just going to take this over to the town of Mayersdale. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, then sue me. I don't know. That's where we're going next. So we'll just stop it there. It's not too much further from here. So that should be okay. It's amazing how much the route has changed, because you go through trees, then a flat bit with a viaduct, and now we're sort of on the side of a hill. As you can see there, because the valley's really opened up now, which is kind of cool. There's also these nice little areas of detail as well. Some logging going on there. It's a big truck. It's kind of cool. So we're going to stop down here. So there's power down. And there's a crossing coming up, but I'm not going to worry about it because we're going to stop there. So I want to focus on that. So we'll just stop up here, and then that'll be a brief look at the Sandpatch grade route done. It's kind of cool. In the middle of it all, a modern concrete bridge. It's kind of cool. It's a very historic route, this one. Very historic. Couple crossings here. We're going to stop up by the building there that we can see just in front of us. But we are coasting uphill at the moment, so if we don't make it, we'll stop wherever it stops, I guess. Got a long train. Very heavy, so it's, you know... It's not going to be kind to us. And it is not. Nearly there. Nearly there. Bit of power just to ease us in the last little way here. And we'll just bring it to a stop here. Right by this crossing. Or should we go to the next crossing? Let's go to the next crossing, shall we? Yeah, let's screw up as many roads as we possibly can. There's a guy walking down there. That's cool. Yeah, if we stop up here, then we just block more crossings, you know, and we'll be everyone will love us for that. And it gives us a chance to get a few more points in there, because they're still going to count up slowly. So that's good fun. Come on, train. I know you're going uphill, but you got this. You got this. Look at that monster. It's awesome. Oh, there it is. Mayersdale. This must have been an old station. Cool. Right, let's bring it to a stop here. Excellent. Right, we're going to leave this train here. Let's head out. Let's see what we got. Open the door. Close the door. Open the door. Close the door. Head down. Dun 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 dun. Excellent. That has been a first look at Sandpatch Grade. What a lovely route it is. Let's have a look at the station. 324. Very nice. Very nice. Some diggers over here. Always nice to have a look around. It's amazing being able to explore routes like this. It really is. Just walk around, see what there is to see. Find the odd little secrets, which is very cool. Very cool. But yes, that has been a look at Sandpatch Grade. So let's now dive over to Schnellfahrstrecke Köln-Aachen. And welcome to Schnellfahrstrecke Köln-Aachen. Going to be driving the ICE 3 from Horum to Cologne, which shouldn't take very long. It shouldn't take very long because those of you who know the ice knows it goes very fast. So let's get ourselves into the cab. Excellent. This is the cab. It's very modern and stylish. Look at that. Let's bring the HUD up so we can see what we're doing. We've got to unlock the doors. To do that, we're going to go into forwards. And we're going to unlock the doors. There they go. Making lots of noises there. We're going to go into the cab, or the panel door that's at the rear of the cab here. In there's the LZB isolation switch. LZB is now on, which is this system right here in the centre of the screen. LZB is very interesting. We're going to be driving with that. It lets trains go faster than 160 kilometers an hour. So once we get off of the platform here and onto the main line, we'll get ourselves up to speed for a fast run into Cologne. And to assist in that, we're going to go to the RFB, turn it on. RFB. And the AFB lever is here. We're going to set it. You can see on the HUD there, it's moving. Little blue needle. We're going to move it up to the current speed limit, which is 110. Excellent. Right, so we're now going to close the doors. There they go. Right, and now it is time to depart. So let's listen to this from the outside, shall we? And we're off. Listen to that. That's a train with a lot of power behind it. Excellent. So, rather quickly get ourselves up to speed. As you can see there, we've got a speed limit of 250 kilometers an hour as soon as we join the line here. And get up to that we shall, because these things are very fast. 70 kilometers into Cologne, but it's not going to take us that long to get there. As soon as the rear of our train is clear of the platform and onto this line, we'll open her up all the way. There we go. So AFB to 250, no, 250, there we go. And now away we go. Gonna get ourselves up to speed. And this is the fastest that anyone will have ever realistically gone in Train Sim World. It's the fastest train that's available. S-Bahn service there. Very nice. The beauty of the scenario planner will, once it works with Preserve Collection, once the Preserve Collection's there, because in this preview build it's not there, but once it is, you'll be able to use the 422 from Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr on this on the S-Bahn services on here, which is kind of cool. and then once Rheinra-Osten is available as part of the Preserve Collection, that will add S-Bahn services to this route. It'll also add freight, and Main Spessbahn will add regional express passenger services using the Dostos. That's all good fun, that is. That's all good fun. Getting up to speed now. IC approaching from the other direction. About to race past. Excellent. Go around the corner here. Super elevated corner, making it look like we're tilting, which is kind of cool. Let's look at that. It's just so fast. I love it. Slowly building speed now. 12 kilometers to go. As you can see, LZB is now counting down to 160, because what that's telling us is as soon as this number starts dropping to a certain point, this one in the middle here, it will start giving us a braking curve to meet the 160 limit, which is kind of cool. So we hear a couple beeps, and then we've got a brake to match that. So that's going to be good fun. But here we are, almost at 250. As you can see, it's very quick. It's very quick, which is awesome. And LZB is that line you can see in the middle of the track there. Essentially allows the train to see roughly 14 kilometers ahead, so it knows where speed limits are long in advance of any signals being able to tell us, which is very cool. Which is very cool. Right, so it's bringing us down automatically, actually, you can see that. AFB is bringing our speed down automatically, but let's see if we can't take control of that, shall we? That's it. Do it ourselves. What can possibly go wrong if we brake ourselves? I mean, we're already braking much quicker than the train was braking. But AFB will do it for you if you let it, but I want to do it. I want to do it. Coast for a second here. Got quite a while to go to the 160 limit, and because we're approaching Cologne, we do actually have the end of LZB not far away, and to do that we've got to use the end key. That's good fun. We're well ahead of the braking curve at the moment, so we can take it easy. And the Talent 2 there, which is very cool. Braking curve is more or less catching up to us now, but that's okay. As you can see, as the 160 limit approaches, we are down for it in perfect time, which we wouldn't be without LZB, because we wouldn't be able to brake in time. So hopefully, we've released yet? No, we're not released yet. Okay, I thought that was us releasing, but not yet. I pushed it too early, but it's okay. It uses the PZB end button or something, I can't remember now. Goes regional express service. It's kind of cool. Oh, it's bringing us down again. Okay, I won't touch it. I'll let it do it this time. It's bringing us down to 70. Although as LZB ends, we will have to take over. But it's really cool that it just brakes itself. It only does it on this half of the route. Only the eastern half up to Düren has LZB. You've still got to drive the other half normally. But it's just kind of cool watching the train drive itself as it brings the speed down here. That's it. I believe that's us ended now. Because so what I've just done there is confirmed that LZB is about to end. Because if you don't confirm it, the brakes come on. Because it needs to let the driver know that they're about to take control, essentially. Which we are doing now. So we bring our speed down to 70. There we are. And we shall get ourselves into Cologne, which is over in that direction. Got a sweeping curve in, which is kind of cool. That's how fast this thing can really go. If you leave LZB off, you could probably try getting up to that speed if you wanted to. There's another talent 2, very nice. So we're going to curve round. 60 limit approaching. There's the cathedral in the distance there. Iconic Cologne skyline. Our speed's well lower than it needs to be now, which is good. So now we can just sort of coast it in. And that is the end of LZB. As you see, it's off now. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it was telling me. It hasn't thrown the brakes on, so it couldn't be telling me anything bad. Let's put it that way. Alright, let's keep bringing our speed down. We've got a 40 limit into the station. Telling us there, 40. Aircraft leaving from Köln-Bonn Airport, which is kind of cool. Köln Hauptbahnhof. Very nice. Excellent. Is that Köln-Hansaring, I believe, is the name of that station? I think so. But here we are. Cologne, there it is. I love the approach into Cologne station, it's so cool. You just round the corner and there it is in all its grandeur. Here we are. So yeah, that signal's telling us we've got a 40 limit as we approach here essentially, because we're going to be crossing over into the right platform. Over we go. Cathedral on the right there. Such a grand building, it really is. Let's look at that. It's amazing. But here we are. Cologne Hauptbahnhof. With a nice little surprise on the left there. Because not only can you make your own scenarios, you can make your own reskins. And there is a reskin I have made that I thought we'd put down in Cologne here. It is the Talent 2 in National Express livery. We shall take a look at that presently. Just as soon as we've come to a stop up here, we'll take a look at that. It's just a stop in 40 metres. We'll do our best. Screech in there. And bring it into a stop. Welcome to Cologne. Excellent. We'll unlock the doors in a minute. I just want to look at this. Look at that. It's colossal. We can probably get a better look actually if we go to free cam. Get out here. Look at that. It's just such a grand design. I love it. Yes, this is Cologne. Got the bridge over the river there. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So let's take a look at its reskin. Because yes, you can make your own reskins. I'm a very creative person, and I love playing with the livery designer. It's so intuitive, and as you can see, realistic things are possible with it. Which is... oh, that's a poster. Realistic things are very possible with it, which is just awesome. And I thought, well, I'd show you a little bit of the creation process. So here is a time lapse of some decals being put into place, and just how easy it is just to get something that looks cool in game. And I absolutely adore it. I absolutely adore it. If you want to know how I have made this livery, and indeed the scenarios that I've played today, and want to see more Train Sim World 2 in general, then please check out the other videos that are available on my channel, covering gameplay on Sandpatchgrades, Schnellfahrstrecke Köln-Aachen, Bakerloo line, and covering both the scenario planner and the livery designer. All 4 videos are available to be clicked on right now. Please go and enjoy them. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. But other than that, thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next video.